characters. I love playing with them. I want to see what they are doing. I want different shapes, different structures. I like illustration. And I can see my results right then. So for those who have other inclinations, you will realize that if you're doing it just the way you're supposed to in a process, first learn to hold the pencil in your hand, understand how you can draw it, understand what the pencil is made of. My first class in animation, in design, first day, was to learn how to hold a pencil and sharpen it. Not using a sharpener or those plastic things we used, but what is the relationship of that metal cutter and the wood which I'm chiseling on was my first class. My first class in photography was to shoot without a camera, using drawings, and that continued for 3 weeks in a 4-week course. We used a camera only for 5 days in a 1-month course. And so now, even now, though I have a digital camera and several other cameras with me, every time I take a shot, I respect my frame. Because I know I want to be sure I want that shot where I shoot. This is not going to happen with anybody who is born knowing that you don't have to pay for a still. Because you know, you just point and shoot. Even now when I have to take a lot of action shots when I'm passing through motion, the moment I'm done with the shooting, the next immediate thing I do is delete what I don't want. So there are no unnecessary shots in my entire collection of 10 or 15 gigabytes of photography that I've done. I want it, I'll keep it. There is something called bracketing in photography where you try out several exposures to get the right color, the right tone. I do the same thing. Now, I do it, I like it, I remove what I don't need. You know, good design is elimination of the unnecessary, and that's what I do. So, just to cut a never-ending story short, which can go on and on, the idea is understand what you are made up of. Don't enforce the so-called career on yourself. You might be a brilliant person if you just ask yourself, what is it that I want to do in life? किस चीज से मुझे सबसे ज्यादा मजा आता है? मे भी आपको घूमने में सबसे ज्यादा मजा आता है, कुछ भी नहीं, गाड़ी में बैठो, कोई गाड़ी चलाओ और घूमो ना, फिर एडवेंचरर बनो ना, खुद ले लो, थोड़े पैसे इन्वेस्ट करो, एक वीडियो कैमरा ले लो दोस्त के साथ, बोलो चलो हम लोग कवर करते हैं, पूरी दुनिया देखते हैं, बनाओ यार, अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज बनाओ, नहीं तो बस कुछ मत करो, घूमो, फाइंड आउट समबडी हु कैन गाइड यू टुवर्ड्स अ जॉब और प्रोफेशन जहाँ पे आपको बहुत घूम रहा है, पता लगा वो क्या है, लेकिन मेक श्योर यू आर हंटिंग समथिंग दैट यू विल लव टू डू. यू आर नॉट हंटिंग फॉर समथिंग बिकॉज समबडी हैज सेड दैट इसमें बहुत पैसे मिलते हैं, करियर बनता है, कुछ नहीं बनता उससे. Nothing happens. People might sound lucrative to you to say that अरे इसमें तो जॉब्स पक्के हैं, बट वो जॉब्स कुछ नहीं है, आपको पता लगाना है कि आप काम करने के लायक बनोगे कि नहीं. That's it. That's what I say to everybody, that see, there are no jobs that are guaranteed anywhere in any profession. What is guaranteed is a lot of opportunity to do work. Depending upon what is your skill set, depending upon how much you are willing to give, that's it. बाकी तो कुछ भी नहीं. So if anybody wants some service from me, it's very important for them to know what I am made up of. If I want somebody to work with me, it's very, very, very important for me to know what is that person made up of. Can we work together? Does he think the same way that I am thinking? It's better if he's thinking ahead of me. Fantastic, but are we on the same wavelength? It's very difficult to explain an aesthetic of art to somebody who's not interested in knowing about it. Mind you, he may be a technician, but if he's interested in that art, he will be eager to help me with his technology. That is how the best films get made. So, any student, if you're joining this program, ask yourself one little question: is this something you're dying to do? ये करने के लिए आप कुछ भी sacrifice कर सकते हो? That's it. The answer is yes. Do it and show to the rest of the world that that is what you meant. That's it.
What kind? Like, what would be a typical animation student's day made of? सुबह क्या करते हैं, क्या उठते हैं, कब सोते हैं? That kind of routine, typical routine.
As a student,
what he should do?
As a student,
good animation student क्या करता होगा? Morning to night.
मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ हम क्या करते थे.
हाँ वही.
Because
good animation student.
I was not a very good animation student actually. I don't know, I'm probably a better student now because I've started learning a little better. थोड़ा अच्छा हुआ है, उतना भी अच्छा हुआ नहीं. Still, probably I'm spending more time teaching than learning, which I should not be doing at my age. बहुत कुछ बाकी है. But yeah, I'll tell you what my days used to be made up of. Whether good or not, I don't know, but they were immensely entertaining days and days which I would love to live all my life. And somewhere they are still the same. Our days would begin at around 8 o'clock in the morning, pretty late risers, so to say, as students. Probably we'll discover why a little while later. By 7:38 we'll be up and we would have our breakfast. I would never skip my breakfast. I respected my breakfast. I respect my health. Have my breakfast. Drink some milk if possible. Feel strong, feel fresh. Never be in a position where I have to slouch. So I keep myself fit in the morning. Start off with my day exactly at 9 o'clock. This is as a student, not now. Now my days start much earlier. 9 o'clock classes begin. Classes go on till around 6 in the evening. We have a 15-minute or so break whereby we take in a few bites to make sure that our day fast has been broken. Then we go on with watching films, and that becomes a compulsory thing to watch a film every day. Because there are so many films made by masters, and we are not just talking about Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. We are not talking about commercial films alone. We are not talking about animation films alone. We are talking about cinema, world cinema, so that we understand who the masters are. We understand who those great artists were, filmmakers were, जिनका काम अभी हम देखते हैं और हमें कितना मजा आता है. We used to watch films. After the films would get over, we'll have discussions of those films. क्योंकि ऐसे बहुत सारे फिल्म होते थे जो समझ में नहीं आते थे. So we would like to read about those films in our library. By that time, it would already be around 8 o'clock, which is dinner time. We would quickly grab a bite of dinner, and after that, we would take some pretty relaxed time if there was nothing much to do. And those relaxing times did not mean sit around doing nothing, but it meant something very important, that is play. So we would probably get down to playing some tennis, some soccer, some whatever under the floodlights, but make sure that we are playing something. I would play something every day. I would play something so that my mind is fresh. If nothing, I would go around and jog around for a while probably. Then get back and start with the day's work. So around 9:30, 10, our day's work would begin, whereby we would take our assignments that were given for submission the very next day. So we would start around 10 o'clock, 9:50, 10 o'clock, and work would go on in the middle of a lot of music, in the middle of a lot of excitement, a lot of people, weird characters, good guys. We would work till we thought we needed another break, which would probably be a clothes washing break at around 2 o'clock in the morning. रात के 2 बजे, because we never had washing machines in the hostel, but we had lots of soap which we had to buy, of course. So we would all get together and wash clothes, or wash my clothes and laundry, do my laundry. So by the time it's around 2:33, we would get back to the work, finish up with our refinements of the concepts, make sure it's presentable for the next day. If we are not happy, we have nothing to present, but we should be at least brave enough to put up what we have done and tell our faculty that I'm not happy with what I've done, because I don't think it works. So we would have that courage within ourselves to say that it doesn't work, or really get thrashed by the rest of the class and say that kya kachra bana hai. But overall, around 4 o'clock, 4:30, we would crash out because that was normal. And 7:38, we would be up, depending upon how much more we wanted to sleep. Because 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock when you have to be in class, not 1 past 9. 8:45 is fine, not 1 past 9, please. Yeah, so that was one day. That does not mean that might sound a lot like these were workaholic people, never had fun in life. No, we had our times, we enjoyed like anything, we went on tours, we would bunk classes sometimes, but the beauty was that these bunking of classes were not because we wanted to avoid work. That was supported by the faculty who would say, ठीक है, लेना break लेना है, चल, थोड़ा मजा करते हैं. So there was some amount of education that was involved, because when you were going to take that break was not on a film watching or some kind of a vacation partying, किसी friend के शादी में नहीं जा रहे थे. We were going probably to take a break to do some photography in the mountains. So we would go. उसके लिए अगर हमें एक Friday evening का 3 घंटे का क्लास बंक करना पड़े या ब्रेक करना पड़े या मिस करना पड़े, our teachers would be glad to let us go. That has happened personally to a lot of us. And those are great moments that we cherish. So we had our fun, we had our girlfriends, the girls had their boyfriends who we had great fun with, enjoyed our time, but we never I don't remember myself having spent too many moments saying, what am I doing right now? Nothing. Never. Never. Every day was to live. Every day was to experience. So 4.5, 5 years of my life as a student, phase 1, after which as a student phase 2 and phase 3 still continuing, started off. Those 4.5, 5 years would, it's just like I still remember myself standing in front of the notice board with my father waiting for my name to come up, which I never thought will ever come up, and it came up on that list of admission in front of the National Student Design. So enough fresh air. I still remember the texture of the fabric on my cloth, and that I had it folded up to here and not above that. All those things are clear in my mind. I know the color of shoelace I had worn. So absolutely clear in my mind, fresh. So it's that close to me, so I can't forget it. Probably I've stopped aging, and I'm remembering unnecessary things and forgetting more important things like paying my bills. But that's life. That's the life of an animator. That's the day of an animator.